What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm coming at you with a banger of a video today. Today we're talking about the time where I was dropping off a zip and I got caught by the cops and I got diversion. So, this faithful story was my freshman year of high school, very beginning of freshman year. I just made some friends at the new school, talking to some people, and I added like a bunch of new people on Snapchat and shit. And one of these kids that added me on Snapchat decided to hit me up because I was posting some butt and shit on my story and stuff at the time, and he was like, "Yo, I heard you were selling. Do you got a half or an ounce I could get from you?" I was like, yeah, sure. How far you live from me?" And he gave me his address, and this motherfucker lived like an hour and a half away from me. And I was texting back and forth with him. I was like, "Dude, I don't know, you're gonna have to pay extra. That's a far drive, and I don't even have a ride there yet. I'd have to figure it out. Could you meet me at school or something?" And he was like, "Nah, strictly can't meet at school, can't meet after school in town or anything." I'm like, "What the fuck? What? How can I pull up to your house, but I can't meet you in town?" A little backstory of this kid, he used to hang out with our big group of friends that would chill in McDonald's and in town and shit that would just smoke and chill. But he never really talked much. He was kind of I don't know, friends with just one guy and kind of mutuals with all of us. Oh, excuse me. But he texts me back. He's like, "Yo, no one's home. You can pull up now." I'm like, "All right, I'll let you know, dude." So I'm talking to my brother, and he's like, "Yeah, we can go. I got the car. We can go make a little trip about it, just a little burn cruise." I was like, "All right, that sounds chill." And I was with one of my buddies at the time. We are at my buddy's crib. My brother would just come pick us up, come up and bring us to the serve. And my buddy's like, "Dude, I don't know. This is gonna be a long drive." I was like, "Well, we're gonna be smoked out for free the whole time. It's not really ours. We're kind of just middlemaning it. It's gonna be a good time?" And I kind of finally convinced him. He's like, "All right, word." And at this point, this was before either of our parents knew we smoked. We were pretty new to smoking too. Didn't smoke every day type shit. It was kind of just a treat. And so my brother picks me up, and sit in the fucking back seat. We got the fucking ounce with us, and he just fucking throws the fucking blunt back to us. He's like, "Roll this up." We roll it, smoke it, and we're just driving along. So this kid's house was we'd have to drive over the mountain, down into a valley, and then drive fucking 20 miles on this just flat plain where there's nothing there at all. It was just straight up road and nothing. Road and fucking trees. So I hit this kid up when I get fucking 40 minutes away from his house. Like, "Yo, I'm fucking 30, 40 minutes away. Where you want me to pull up? What you want me to do?" He was like, "All right, I just threw the fucking money in the mailbox. Could you just throw it in the mailbox and grab the money and we're good to go?" And I was like, "Okay, I think that feels like a fucking easier way to do this than having to meet him out front or something. I guess it's a little quicker." So we get to about 15 minutes from this kid's house, and this stretch of road, there was no fucking service on it. Zero. You can send a message for fucking shit. It would take 5, 10 minutes for a text to send through. So I hit this kid up before we get into the dead zone. He's like, "Yo, you're good. Just fucking pull in, turn around, go to the mailbox, put it in, and you're good. You're good to go." So that's exactly what we did. I was like, "Yo, just pull in fucking to the mailbox here." We see someone outside cleaning their car. We didn't really think much of it. We just thought it was his brother or something. So I fucking hanging out the window. I open the fucking mailbox, and I'm looking in, and I don't see anything in it. I don't see fucking any money or something. I hit him up quick. I'm like, "Dude, there's no money in here." I'm talking to my brother. He's like, "Nah, fuck it. Let's just go. It doesn't matter if there's nothing in there. It's not worth it." So I closed that up and fucking shut it, and we fucking dip off. And fucking as soon as we get out of the dead zone fucking from his house, he's blowing my phone up. He's like, "Yo, it was in there. What you talking about?" It's like, "Oh, fuck, dude, like, my brother's coming after you. And then kinda explains that his fucking brother is an off-duty cop, and he was the one outside cleaning his fucking car, and he's pulled right behind us. So this guy fucking flies by us. I'm like, "Yo, there's, like, someone following us now, we gotta go." But as I'm saying this, this fucking blue Subaru just blows by us, fucking goes like a quarter mile up the road and just completely cuts off the road, parks all the way in the middle of the road so no one can get by. And he's fucking screaming out of his car, like, pull the fuck over, pull the fuck over. So we pull into the little fucking pull off over there. He's like, what the fuck were you doing at my house? Blah, blah, blah. Like, you thumbed through my mail. Like, that's a federal offense. Like, nah, like, we thought it was one of our buddies' house. Like, kind of just trying to say the least amount of shit as possible to get him to shut the fuck up. And he's like, well, state police are on their way, blah, blah, blah. We're like talking to this guy. Like, we don't have to give him any information or anything. We just kind of sit tight and fucking silent for state police to come. They come like 10, 15 minutes later and they question us, like, blah, blah, blah. What were you doing? We're like, oh, like, we were just fucking going hiking, decided to stop by one of our friends' houses, see what they were doing. Guess they weren't home. And then, so we had 3 different ounces, like a personal ounce, a fucking ounce to sell, and then me and my buddy had an ounce to ourselves, and then a personal from my brother. So as the fucking guy's pulling us over, fucking we're throwing this zip in the bottom of a fucking McDonald's bag that had a bunch of trash and we just stuffed it in the fucking bottom of that shit. And the other one, his personal jar was just in the fucking glove compartment, and then the other one was stuffed in a different bag that was in the back seat with me and my buddy. And these cops take us out like, "Oh, are you guys high?" Blah blah blah. And we're just like, "No, like haven't smoked, haven't done anything. Like we're just gonna give this to that person." Blah blah blah. You know. And he like searches the car because he's like, "I smell it. Like I know you have it. That guy saw you have it." And so they searched through the car, opened the glove compartment, see my brother's personal ounce. They weighed it out. It came out to like 20 grams or something. And like obviously that's the legal limit that you can carry in your car or on your person at a time, or it was under it. And they searched through the back seat and shit, and they didn't really find anything. They took our vapes for a little bit, but they gave us back at the end. Like they moved both of the trash bags that had the fucking weed in it and just put them back. Didn't care, didn't find either of the other bags, and they just kind of confiscated my brother's personal stash, which I guess was okay. And so my buddy was faded as fuck. So every time he was asked a question, he just made up fucking random shit, random bullshit that like was not true, and gave him a fake number to call, gave him everything, and he was so stoned, like his eyes were so red, it wasn't even funny. But I got diversion, my buddy got nothing, and I'm pretty sure my brother's girlfriend got diversion too because she was under 21 at the time. I'm not 100% sure on that, but for a bowl, like, because the personal stash was my brother's, and they didn't find either of the other weed, but he knew, like, I was holding weed out the window. So it takes, like, fucking an hour for us to get through this shit, you know? And the cops kind of like go away, and the guy's just pissed. He wanted to get us good. He was so upset that we didn't get charged with anything. Like, we didn't even get really written a ticket. And we fucking dipped. We let the cops leave for a second. We kind of just took a piss, fucking got everything back in the car, and we went off. And right as soon as we fucking left from being pulled over, we sparked up a fat blunt and enjoyed that shit on our way back. But the worst part was when our parents found out, and that was fucking hell. But that'll be a discussion for a different story. I hope y'all enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next video.